Welcome to United Against Cancer Allstar episode 2, our podcast. Last week we had LaRon Wade, Dave Bailey, Yaris Irby, and Elijah Lovemore. Today we have Adam Page from Hillcrest, class of 2025. Adam, you can introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Adam, class 2025, attending Hillcrest High School.
We have DJ Taylor, class 2025, Perspective Leadership.
How y'all doing today? DJ, class 2025. I go to Perspective High School.
We got Deandre Thomas, Westinghouse, European Professional, University of Indiana, City Champion. Introduce yourself, Dre.
How y'all doing? It's Deandre Thomas. Like you said, All-State, All-City. Went to University of Indiana. Went to Chipola First Junior College. Played a couple years in Canada. Yeah, that's it.
And then last but definitely not least, we have the 5-time state champion. How many city titles you got, Coach Rob?
7.
7-time city championship.
Yeah, I'm on the phone.
Coach Rob Smith. Coach Rob, introduce yourself.
Like you said, Coach Smith, Simeon High School. You shortened me on one of my state championships. It's 6.
Oh, my fault. 6.
7 city championship. Deandre robbed me of 2 of them. I could have had a couple more, but that Westinghouse team beat me back to back. But yeah, that's
some coach.
All right, first thing first. Again, I'm your host, Coach Tay. First thing first, it's a pleasure to have everybody on here, especially during this time. Today was the first official practice of IHSA season for all you guys that's on here outside of me and Dre. But Adam, Coach Smith, and DJ. Matter of fact, we'll get into that. We'll get a little feedback on your first practice for you freshmen. How was your first official practice today? We'll start with you, Adam.
Today was the first practice. It was the first tryout for us, but it went good though.
How do you think you did today?
I think I performed very well. We went undefeated when we was doing scrimmages. I was first in every drill and stuff like that. But yeah, it went well.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, how about you?
Today was our first tryout as well. I performed well. I was making my shots, making layups, making the right decisions.
All right, Coach Smith.
Yeah, first official practice. We had tryouts first, and then we had the guys go through some workouts. So it was good. I mean, I've been doing this for 26 years. It's all the same at this point. Just trying to figure out where you're gonna be at the end. It ain't. I tell the kids all the time, ain't how you start, is how you finish.
All right. We'll go into y'all. So the next question is, what do you think? What are your predictions for your seasons this year? We'll start off again with the freshmen. We already know what Coach Rob his prediction is for his season. But we're gonna go with the freshmen first.
What was the question? Our prediction for the season?
Yes.
I think we're gonna win all our games. Hoping, we win all the games. Got a pretty good team that is looking like in tryouts from what I'm seeing.
Mr. Taylor?
I got confidence we can go undefeated, and hopefully we can win the white this year to help move on to the red in future years.
Coach Smith?
Is it on me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you, man. Well, as always, it's city and state championship or bust for us. That's just how it go. Ain't no in betweens. Are we gonna go undefeated? Probably not. We're probably gonna lose some games in between there. We definitely want to win every game we play, but the way we play and the schedule that we play is really not realistic to even put that on the kids to say you're going to go undefeated. It's just to make sure that you prepare for every game, and then we'll see what happens in February and March.
Okay. So we got two Chicago legends on here with Coach Smith and Deandre Thomas. Let's talk about you guys' impact on Chicago basketball. We'll start off with you, Dre.
I don't feel like I made an impact yet on Chicago basketball because I really ain't put my knowledge in, and I feel like I haven't helped enough kids yet to even say I put in work for Chicago right now. My career, people help me, so I ain't did none yet. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm able to coach and help the youth a little more, I feel like I left a legacy, but I ain't really did none yet.
Okay, appreciate that. Coach Smith.
That's strong, Deandre, because as watching you as a player, and these guys are young, so they probably never even seen you really play, but just your impact when you were out there, that was enough. I mean, I know you want to do more, and I see you trying to do more now. That's going to always help, but when you talk about high school basketball, you know, you one of the guys that name has to come up when you talk about that, because you was a dominant force when you played. So
Appreciate it.
We never look at ourselves like that while we're still around. You know, people always give you the credit, but you're never gonna give it to yourself. So I mean, I make sure I have to give the guys their credit when credit is due, and I'm similar to you. I still got a lot of work to do. You know, I know I've helped a lot of kids. I mean, not even the ones that go to Simeon, kids that's outside of my program. I've helped a lot of those guys too. So I still got a lot of work to do to help what's going on. These two young men on here now, you guys just keep, most importantly is make sure you take care of school first. That's the most important thing. I think a lot of athletes start getting mixed up in the basketball aspect of it and forget about school. You can play basketball, Dre, you know, and Tay, you know, you can play till you got 50 and over leagues.
Yeah.
But you can't get that free education that long. So make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in that classroom. Stay focused. One thing I'm gonna make sure I say this before I forget, make sure your social media is tight. You know, make sure you're hanging around the right people. All those things play a big part. I know you got homies. I know you got really good friends, but you got to make sure you're around the right people while you're trying to take this journey to get to the next level.
That's big right there,
Yeah,
for sure.
We appreciate that knowledge, Coach. So the great thing is, three of you guys on here had the opportunity to experience it was last year. It was the Morgan's Cancer Allstar event. This year is going to be the United Against Cancer Allstar event. We're adding more help and more knowledge and trying to make sure we build this to something a lot bigger. Let's talk about your experience in the United Against Cancer All-Star event. We'll start off with the rookies. You guys had the first up in the rookie game last year. Tell us about your experience. Let's start with you, DJ.
My experience, it was fun. The game was fun. Yeah. It was also important to me because I lost one of my uncles to stomach cancer in 2016. So, yeah.
What about you, Adam?
Yeah, it was fun, you know, playing against your boys and stuff, going at it, but still having fun at the same time. It was a good experience. And yeah.
Deandre?
It was big for me. I lost a lot of people to cancer, so I really went out there and played for them people. And for you, bro, it's big. You my friend, so when you ask me, I'm coming, I'm running, man, because you doing big things in the city and in the community. So anything positive, I'm trying to put my name behind it, and especially if your name on there, my name gonna be on there too, because I'm gonna support you 100%. So I had fun in your game.
I appreciate it. All right, Coach Rob, you've been added to the board this year. You know, we got a couple of strife for a couple under things. Like, you know, we're adding you for your name, and I got to tell people it's not because your name, is because your knowledge. You have an event coming up December 3rd and 4th with the Elite Classic, which is a big deal in Chicago. And we're trying to take this event to that level. So, like I tell people all the time, I bought him in because I want to be able to take this All-Star event to that level. What we have it here is this is our McDonald's All-American game. This is our Round Ball Classic where our kids can have something to look forward to every year. Talk about when I asked you to be on the board, talk about, what made you accept this role to be a part of this event?
Well, one thing about me is I'm always willing to give back. That's very important to me. I lost my brother to cancer too, and that really hurt me, to my heart because he's my best friend. And for somebody to be doing things like that, it's just important for our youth to understand and be able to see and just showing knowledge. And one thing you're doing is, like you're saying, you're giving these young people an opportunity to play in something that's really huge that they may not be able to get an opportunity to play in, which is the McDonald's game and the Round Ball Classic and the Jordan game. I had the luxury of being able to coach those games. And for our city, we need as much positive stuff going on as possible. Yep. And this is huge just for our city, and our youth. They need to see more positive things going on. They need to see people like us putting it on, young guys who are putting it on and spending their time and their effort with them, because that's what they're missing. They lose out on a lot of guys that look like them, helping them.
Appreciate it. So what do you guys look forward to this year, the 2022 year of this All-Star event, this event? What do you look forward to?
Well, me, myself, it's just being around the kids. That's going to be important for me, because people don't understand how much I really give back in the communities, and not just with just my players, So just being around the kids and being able to talk to them and be able to help them, guide them through this process, because they need it from everybody. They need it for Dre. They need it from you. They need it from me. They need it from all of us. They need to hear all these different sides of how it's going to be, how it's going to look, because it's going to get tough. It ain't going to get no easier from here. It's going to get tough. So they got to be able to be around people who can help them, who've been through the process of getting to college and playing high school basketball on a high level, so that they're going to need us. And I think it's important that we give back.
All right, we're going to go over these comments real quick. So real quick before we chime out, Joseph Bossman Scott said, room full of knowledge. This gonna be better than listening to Sports Center. And DJ Dad said, wow, this is more than knowledge and positivity, but straight personal touch and support. So that's a couple of comments we had on the podcast right now. Anybody else want to chime in with what they want to see this year, what they're expecting this year for the event?
I'm expecting to be way better than last year, man, because we really didn't even get to see the young kids. I really don't even get to know. I don't really know none of the young kids like that. So I want to know what type of prospects and what type of kids we putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Because growing up, a lot of the Simeon kids, they well mannered. You know what I'm saying? You know what people gonna say? They humble. You know what I'm saying? But some of the kids, I don't even know the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we ain't got no good publicity like that in Chicago for our kids. So it's hard. Like when we was younger, we knew who Pooh was. We knew who Tim was. We knew who I was. We knew who Jamarcus was, Brock. And that's just two schools I'm naming. You know what I'm saying? And we really didn't get – I really don't get to touch none of the other kids because we really don't get to see them. Like when we was younger, we was out there. We was everywhere. Now I see the AAU coaches pulling the kids back from certain stuff, and the kids need the exposure. Because I go to different cities, states, countries. All the young kids like Elijah Turner, Elijah Fisher from Canada. I used to see him all the time, but when I see our young kids, I don't really see him. I only see like JJ, and really I don't know none of the small kids, like go to the small schools. But back then we knew who what's his name?
Frazier.
Bobby Frazier was. We knew who John Shire was, and they went to kind of small schools, and they set a big impact. We don't know our kids like that, so I'm trying to look and see what type of prospects we got out there, and see what type of event they want to put on, what type of show, because I'm trying to see the show. That's what I want to see, the young kids put on the show.
Thanks. All right. Any of the young guys y'all want to chime in?
Yeah, I'll chime in. I expect to go well. and I just want to help you whatever you need help with for this year.
I'm looking forward to like seeing like kids go at it with each other. It's like competition, but you know, they're your friends. When you on the court, ain't no friends. So like, I'm trying to see people go at it. I'm also looking forward to dunk contests.
Nice. All right. So next question. I'm gonna start it off. What does this cancer awareness game mean to you personally? And I'm gonna start it off. Personally, this cancer awareness game for me, it's a number of things. First and foremost, I lost my mom to cervical cancer, 2012. It just made 9 years on the same day my son's birthday. We celebrate my son's birthday. So that part of my life, it helped me become. It slowed my life down because I had to become a man, an adult, really, really quick. Even I mean, I was already there, but having to take care of teenage girls and, you know, put them in school and, you know, try to figure out how to be a father to teenage girls was big to me. So losing my mom to cancer and then going through all that stuff with my siblings and my family and trying to figure things out, and then myself to get diagnosed with cancer, you know, while playing a game of basketball, and then having that stripped away from me. It's another reason why I'm doing this. Honestly, I wasn't going to do nothing at this big of a magnitude, just off the strength that I really don't like being in the limelight. I don't like being in the forefront of things. I just like being in the cut and helping, you know, as many people as I can. I don't want the credit for it. I don't want the shine for it. I just want to, you know, see everybody do well, and that's my biggest thing. Like even with this All-Star event, like I tell people all the time, it's never my All-Star event. This is our All-Star event because I want to bring the city together. But for me, man, it was Steph Hannah. I tell this story all the time. You know, he was trying to get me back in the gym. We just having a conversation about me get my information out there because he's like, man, you do so much for the kids, bro. I'm watching you how well you know, you help everybody. You need to tell people your story. I'm like, nah, bro. Like I don't even want to do all that. Like I just want to be in the cut. Like I'm good. Like I rather just, you know, do my thing in my space. He like, no, people need to hear your story because it's a lot of people out there that's going through what you're going through and don't have that same passion, the same fight to keep going. So I started off at this event. It was just going to be like a charity game where the guys came out. Because again, I know all the pros and all that. We just going to have a little charity game. But that year, Adam Miller didn't get selected to the McDonald's All-American game, and it kind of hurt him to see that. And there was a couple of other kids in the state, but I kind of had, you know, talked to Adam about it, and it was like it hurt him for not being selected, and it was supposed to be here. So I'm like, man, what can I do to make this better? And I decided, you know what, I'll do a game. I'll put together an All-Star game. I started reaching out to a lot of kids from the 2020 class, the Aaron Ulysses and Ramines and Marcus, like Quan Smart. I started making sure I was, you know, reaching out to those guys and trying to get those guys involved, and we was gonna put it together. But COVID stopped it. We had it last year, so this me giving back and showing my dedication to the city and the state, and showing that Chicago is still a mecca of basketball. Illinois is still a place to play basketball. Is big. It's big to me. Rather, it's not about making money, bro. It's about showcasing these young kids' talent and giving back to the community.
Well,
Anybody else want to chime in what this All-Star game would mean to them personally? I know, Coach Rob, you said you lost your brother. You want to chime in about that?
Yeah, it was just a situation, you know, not really knowing what was going on with him, you know, and then when he got diagnosed with it, he was in stage 4 already. So it's kind of nothing they can do about it. And just going to the hospital every day, watching him kind of suffer and try to fight through it was hard on me. I don't know if you guys remember, I ended up getting sick myself during the season because I was so stressed about losing my brother that I ended up getting sick myself. And my doctor had already told me, like, it's pretty much nothing you can do about him. You got to take care of yourself. But when I lost him, it was like I lost a part of myself as well. So basketball went like secondary to me as far as, worrying about everybody else and their kids and not being able to, worry about, my extended family, So it kind of took a toll on me a little bit, but I ended up getting sick and I had to miss my doctor had took me out for like a month, just because of all the stress and all those type of things that was going on. So it's huge. I mean, it's something that I still wonder, like, how we don't have a cure for this. That always bothers me. Like, we got all these great scientists to be able to do certain things. Why come we can't find a cure for this? And it comes at a rapid pace. It's not like something that just is here and it can get inside of your body and just tear you apart quickly. So it hurt. And then it's funny because Coach Goody was sick at the same time my brother was sick. So he was going to the hospital as well during that time. And Coach Goody was close, but during that time we got even closer because he was going through the same thing that my brother was going through, and he was just at the beginning stages of it. So we spent a lot of time on the phone just talking to each other, just going through it together, and it kind of got us really close at that time, so it means a lot to me, to be able to be a part of it.
Appreciate that. Anybody else want to chime in?
Yeah, I got you. It's big to me. I lost my grandma freshman year of college, first year at Chipola. Came back to Chicago and I didn't want to go back to school no more, man. It was big. That was my rock. It was big on me because I really, man, Florida was far. I'm from Chicago. My grandma was the main one at every game. You know what I'm saying? So that was big to me. She was battling that through my junior and my senior year of high school too. So she used to just tell me she was gonna be all right. But me being in Florida and I couldn't get to her, I still got her letter right now today. Keep it in my little shoebox while I keep everything. But I knew she was sick because how she wrote the letter to me, and she just told me to go back to school and be strong. So that's why I really started focusing on school a little more, because my grandma wanted me to go to school, you know what I'm saying? So, and basketball was like Coach Rob said, when something like that, somebody so close to you mean a lot to you. Basketball came second nature. I didn't care about basketball, man. Like, didn't care at all. Then I kind of got over it, but you never get over it, you know what I'm saying? Because I know if she was here, I would have made a lot more better decisions than what I made in my basketball career. And then, far as in life too. And then it's big because I just want to put a positive look on myself in Chicago, because I know a lot of people look negative on me, you know what I'm saying? Because how I play basketball and the way how I play. And I play with a lot of passion how I play, So I cuss people out, did a lot of stuff. So, but that game, it's fun, you know what I'm saying? That game is all about fun and love, but how is big for my reputation and my brand, because I know I get to show people who never saw me play, like the young fellas that's on here, and some of the people that thought I was a bad person. So that's why I try to do more as far as giving back my time. Now I want to do more for the city and for the community, because how I think people look at me. So that's why I'm giving back. And for you, bro, like I said, I do anything for you, bro. That's how, that's how we rock. We locked in. And you fight that, you give me strength every day, bro, because I know what you're going through. So that's why I play. You know my situation with my blood clot in my leg. I look at you. That's why I started back hoop, because you was the only one who reached back out to me like, man, come play. So that's why I do it for you, bro.
Appreciate that. Young fellas, y'all want to say anything?
Yeah, I'll say something. Like back how I was telling y'all earlier, how I lost one of my uncles to it. That's why it's really kind of important to me. And then I was honored when you picked me, knowing that I didn't really think that you knew who I was. Yeah, that's all I had to say for real.
Yeah, speaking back on what DJ said about you, I'm honored when you picked me because I wasn't one of like the top name people in the state or nothing like that. I wasn't really expecting to get picked for it, and then like kind of gave me an extra push when you picked me to be in an event of like that manner, that big, that much importance to me. It was an honor. That's it.
Appreciate that. Now to speak on Coach Rob, man, I know that feeling. The going to the hospital thing, man. I'm gonna tell you this. I know my purpose is here. Like I had a conversation with Goody. Like actually we did the podcast, and then also off the court, we had a bunch of conversations because we dealt with the same thing. So if you know anybody that's going through that, man, they need your support. They like I honestly I be needing for y'all to be good. You know, y'all being happy kind of showed me like, okay, I'm here and I'm doing this for a reason. Y'all being good and y'all being in a better place shows me that what my purpose is. Because it was a struggle, man. Like I had my life kind of stripped from me at that time. Like I was playing professional basketball just for to be like, nope, can't do that no more. You know, and like I was going to chemo sessions, going to sleep, and then waking up and trying to go play games because that's all I knew. I didn't know anything else. Like I'm like I gotta find some kind of motivation to keep myself happy, or I'd be depressed. But at one point during my cancer thing, they gave me a timetable. It was a short timetable, but at first it was real depressing. It was I cried a lot. It was hurtful. I didn't really want to be around people. I didn't want to build relationships. I didn't want to build bonds because I didn't want to leave nobody hanging. But seeing the smiles and the appreciation from you guys, like not even giving me credit for anything, but just to be able to help people and see them prosper, gave me motivation to just push forward and be like, you know what, I'm here for a reason. Like I gotta focus and fight through this. So I appreciate you guys for sharing your story, for sure. All right, so now we can get down to the nitty gritty. We'll start off with this: your top 5 competitors. We'll start with competitors. Like who did you feel like it could be for you, Coach Rob, schools, players, anything? Who do you feel like your top 5 competitors, like somebody who always gave you the most trouble?
Top 5 competitors. I mean, I could go with. I mean, I'm gonna use the example for as far as schools that we played against.
Okay.
And I talk to people about this all the time. I respect this person a whole lot because Chris Head, he took a lot of teams. And the Westinghouse program, period, took a lot of teams that didn't have what you call 5-star athletes or with big names. And every time you stepped on the court, it was a game. You thought you were playing against, the Oak Hills or those type of teams because they were so coherent as a team and they played together and they understood each other so well that it always made it competitive. I mean, I think when I coached at Curie first, I beat Dave. It might have been Dave. One of them teams in Westinghouse when they hadn't lost in a long. They hadn't lost. They had won like 50, 60 games in a row, and we ended up beating them in Westinghouse. And then Deandre and them beat us back to back. They beat us in 05 with Brockton, and then they beat us again in 06 with. Let me take that. They beat us in 04 with Brockton. Then they came back and beat us in 05 with Tim them. But that Westinghouse, just that whole program in itself has been a monster of a program just to go ahead and just beat. And then of course, when Nick was at Morgan Park, his hands down had become one of the biggest rivalries in the state of Illinois at that time for basketball was Simeon and Morgan Park. And just going to play against those guys were really tough. And the third team, people wouldn't even think it is. I hated going to play in Bogan. I mean, we struggled with Derek, them in Bogan. We struggled with everybody whenever we went to Bogan and play. You know, it was just something about the gym. It was something about the atmosphere. It was something about it that every time it was time to go over there, I was like, shit, I don't even want to go over there and play. You know, can we just play the game at Simeon? I think I'd be fine there. But those three, when you saying locally, when I'm saying teams, those would be three. It's hard for me to get five, you know, off the top of my head. But them three programs would be the top three programs that I think that gave us something every night when we went to go play them.
What about you, Dre? You muted.
Yeah, he don't know he muted.
I can't say schools like Coach Rob did. Coach Rob played against a lot of people. But players, I say you saying from Chicago though. So
No, from anywhere. From anywhere.
No, but I'm gonna just do Chicago because people need to know about Chicago and what we bring. Farragut. I say Farragut, because Coach Wolf had their bigs ready to play every night. Ali and Chris. Chris was a point guard, but Ali gave me a problem. Ali Bailey was a problem. That was Ali. I don't really know too many other bigs or people that gave me a problem. So I could say Simeon. We came against Simeon. It was a problem because they ran. They was just like us, but they ran. They was more athletic. We was little. They was long, athletic. Man, Joe, it's hard because I say Crane when they beat us in 03 when I was a sophomore. I say Crane. That's Tino, Zoe, them. Wendy Young that year. That was my worst year of high school basketball, my sophomore year. Wendy Young beat us 3 times in a row that year. Crane beat us once. Farragut, I'll say. I don't know nobody else. Commondale, it was tough to go play in Commondale when they had Josh Tabb them. Mm-hmm. It was tough to go play them. And I really don't see nobody else, man. I didn't see nobody when I played, man. So I'll just say that, yeah. That was about 4, right? That's 4, 5.
What about you, young fellas? Individually, like who you hate, see like, man, I gotta go match up against him today.
I'll go first. You saying anybody? It can be anybody.
Anybody.
First, the first one would be you. Like you trying to make me the player that I'm supposed to be. So it's always competition when I play you. Second, my favorite person to play is probably Elijah because he a competitive person when it's on the court. Another one, a team that was competitive. We played Simeon, sophomore team in summer league. It had a competitive game, fast paced. Third, I'll probably say Adam because we teammates and we go at each other all the time. Then probably the fifth one, KJ. Every grader that we have on our team, that's like my little brother. We've been playing with each other forever now. So it's always competition with him.
What about you, Adam?
You, of course. Yeah, you. In practice, bullying us and stuff. It's cool though. We gonna get our get back eventually. But who else? I say Elijah too. When I've been playing him over the past years, he been a tough matchup just off. He play hard, fast, he can dribble. DJ in practice, we used to push each other. So yeah, it'd be him too. Let me think. Who else? I would say Jamal from our team. Jamal, he like he'll get in your head through like little things, like grab you and stuff like that. Yeah, that's it.
I'm surprised you didn't say your brother.
Oh yeah, my brother. Him. He after you. He the worst. So, ain't none of that. I was just little, be in the backyard. He bullying me. The ball ain't even touching the floor. He taking it, pushing me around. But I know now that he was just toughening me up because of the season, and I'm playing against bigger, stronger people. Another thing. Well, during the summer league when we played Kenwood, I had matched up against Calvin, and that was a very tough matchup for me. Big, strong, can jump, and he gonna go at it you. That's all.
So from this podcast, y'all can see in practice, I'm real competitive with the players. I was always told, man, you don't let the players beat you when they get on the court. Can't let it happen. You'll never hit the end of it. Never hit the end of it. So as long as I can suit up and play, I'm not gonna let y'all beat me. So let's go. So Coach Rob played a little collegiate. Let's see if he gonna come out of this. Your top 5 favorite teammates of all time, Coach Rob. We'll start with you.
My high school, college, or just both. My Simeon team and my '89 team with Deion Thomas, Cody Butler, Jackie Crawford, Mario Bailey, and Antoine Johnson. That probably was the funnest team I ever been on. Was that team right there? We was a good group of guys, and we respected each other's game, and the thing that I tell these young kids, like, back then it was only 2 teams. It wasn't a freshman team. It was only either you was on varsity or you was on JV. It wasn't no freshman team, A and B. And for me, coming from the West Side to Simeon, nobody knew me. So when I got there, it was almost like I had to, because those guys were, the coaches knew them. They didn't know me. So I actually had to take me a spot, and it was rough for me my freshman year because I didn't play. Those guys were a year older than me. Jackie Crawford and Cody Butler and all those guys, they was a year older than me. So my freshman year, I didn't even play. And that's the difference in kids now to today. They don't play their freshman year, they gonna transfer. My mother was like, you went to that school for a reason. You ain't going nowhere. That's where you gonna be at. You staying there. You gotta do what you need to do to get out on the court. That coach know what he's doing. So then after that, I just stayed in the gym and did what I needed to do, and I started for the next 3 years. Because I didn't want to sit there no more. But I didn't do what guys do now. They just pack up and leave when things get a little tough. They just pack up and leave. And I understand certain schools ain't for everybody. I tell kids, Simeon not for everybody. Everybody can't play there. But not because you're not playing. No, it's not because you're not playing. You got to do what you need to do to get on the court. Right. I tell people, if you could put that thing in that orange thing, you can take that orange ball and put it in that orange hole, you're gonna be out there. I don't care what it is. They're gonna put you out there. If you could do that, and you got to be a respectable player. You got to be, you got to be coachable. You got to be all those things, and we can't just keep running away from things. Guys are just packing up and running away when things. You look at, Adam. I don't know the total insides of everything that happened with Adam at Illinois, or even X at Missouri. But these guys who playing 25, 30 minutes a game and then they transfer. Like I said, I don't know the inside. I don't know. It could have been something else, those things. But you playing high major Division I basketball and you playing 30 minutes a game, it's really no way for you to be transferring. Unless something that's internal that I don't know nothing about. It could be something internal that I don't know nothing about, and they're like, oh, no, I need to get away from these people and I need to go. But, it ain't just those two. I just threw those names out, but that was all around the country. You had guys who were playing heavy minutes, and they decided to transfer for whatever reason. I don't see that. We didn't do those things. You had to stick it out. You had to go play.
So did.
Yeah, I had a similar situation. We'll talk about that later, Coach Rob. What about you, Dre?
My top 5 teams or teammates?
Teammates.
Oh man, that's tough. And then you got it on Facebook Live, man. Tay, come on, baby. All right, y'all already know my favorite teammate of all, Jamarcus Ellis. He was older than me, so he showed me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, far as how to just be a killer. You know what I'm saying? So, because every day I had to stick him in practice the majority of the time. So he taught me how to be a killer, how to just take games over when he left. So I say Tone, number 1, top teammate ever. Then I played with Q Brown in Canada, ultimate pro. He showed me how to be a leader in Canada because he was older. Like, Q was way up. Q didn't talk. Q don't talk. You know what I'm saying?
You don't talk to today.
That man, I call him iRobot because everything he do it good, and he gonna do it as a pro. And to this day, he's still the same way. So I say Q Brown, and off the court, he was a good mentor for me because if you get to know him, he a great person. Both of them guys. Then I say my 05 class, the twins, D, Corey, Jimmy, everybody that came with me into Westinghouse with me, I say them because I had the opportunity to transfer from Westinghouse. Everybody know I probably was in Crane for probably 2 weeks. Chris came and got me up out of Crane. And my mama didn't want me to go there, so my brother was already there. They just didn't want me in Crane. So I went to Westinghouse. And I went in Westinghouse with them guys. I started playing AAU a little bit with them 8th grade year because I was playing with Sonny Parker in the Fire. But I started playing with them, and I got a good bond from them guys right there. So my 05 class, Tone, Q Brown. I ain't saying TB, man, because he probably gonna be hoorahing all the time, man. But I got a lot of great teammates. TB was one too. TB was a great captain when he was in Windsor with us. Man, I got a lot of good teammates, man, because when I started off, man, I was young, man, but I played a lot more with TB professionally. He got me my first gig in Canada, in Halifax. Met a dude named Strick, and y'all probably know who Strick is. JG be like, my boy Strick say, finish your breakfast. Strick was my teammate too. So I had a lot of good teammates, man. So I can't, man, a lot of good teammates, because I was a damn headache, man.
Still a headache.
So yeah, all them, everybody I played with, man. I can't pick them, man. But that top 5, them people showed me how to win too. That West House.
All right, young fellas.
Start off, I say Trey from our older AAU team, the older team more AAU. When I was in practice, when me and DJ had went up to practice with the older guys, when I was like in the back, he used to like stop, push, tell me stuff to like keep me motivated, keep me going. He just was always pushing to make us a better player. As well as DJ in practice, we used to go at it again. Iron sharpens iron, so we used to just go at each other. That's making both of us better. Another player that's one of the best teammates that I play with is a transfer that just got to our school. He go by the name of Jay. He good teammate. He pushes us all the time. He always like telling me sometimes like when stuff get hard, I know you can't quit, but like it be in the back of your head, he just keep you going, keep you motivated, like keep going. We almost there. It's a few more less. Don't think about it. Just keep going, keep playing as hard as you can. I know Coach Tay not a player or nothing, but in practice when he used to play, that counted as being a player. He used to like push us, like ain't nothing easy. He not just gonna let you beat on him because then we gonna talk about it forever. So he'll push up on you. That's making you play harder against him. Then being able to like lose and just keep a fighter mentality, keep going at them. That's a very great coach, even though it's not a teammate. That's all.
Okay, so like I don't say at Trey from my other team, he a great he basically a coach on the floor with you. He gonna coach you, help you through stuff, show you what's right. Then another one, Adam, we go at it all the time. Then a brotherhood, that's a real brotherhood off the court. Then one of our varsity guards, Jaquan Payton, he pushed me in practice. He go at me when we play the varsity team. Then third, I'll probably say, fourth, my bad. Fourth, I'll probably say one of my old teammates, Zeric. That's like my brother. We always went at that practice all the time. And I can't really think of a fifth one right now. I might think about that.
All right, cool. So right now, what do you say what is your impression of a Chicago basketball? If somebody asks you what Chicago basketball is, what do you tell them? Like, what do you tell people about Chicago basketball?
I say Chicago basketball, we play defense. We ain't nothing sweet. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna get scratched up, a few bruises, excuse me. And we run. Like, you gotta be in condition, you gotta be ready, you gotta be able to block stuff out your head when you come to Chicago. It's not just like sweet if you're playing against the people, because they playing like it's their last game, so you're gonna have to play like it's yours.
I would say it's gritty, grimy. You gotta get out the mud. Then you gotta really be in condition. They gonna talk stuff. They gonna get in your head. You gotta play defense. You gotta do basically everything if you want to stop or try to shut up a Chicago player. Basically, you gotta do everything very well.
Go ahead, Coach Rob.
Oh. I mean, I had this argument with my guys all the time throughout the country. Like, the difference is from us and everybody else is we can play any kind of way. You know, we can play, like he said, we can get grimy and play like that. We could play finesse. However you want to play it, we could play it, but other people can't do that. They can only play one way. You know, and that's the luxury that we have here, where we have so many people could play so many different ways, and that's what makes us the best. You know, that's why this is the Mecca, because we can play. We can go to the West Coast and play finesse, you know, and just play smooth. We can go to Detroit and get grimy and, you know, stuff like that. Or we can go to New York and play slick with the ball as well and do them things. We can do whatever they want to do, but they only can play one way. They can't switch it up. They only can play one way. That's what makes us the best, you know. And then just how hard we play, like the young fella said, every time most guys step out there, they playing like it's their last time they're going to ever play the game. You know, so that's what makes us so different than everybody else. And I mean, you know, upbringing has a lot to do with stuff, but we playing for our last meal every time we step out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Man, Chicago basketball to me is cool, man. Y'all, if y'all look at D Rose, Jabari, you never quit. You don't supposed to give up. You can't give up because, like Coach Rob say, everybody going through something. Like, we all go through stuff. And on that court, like, they fought through injuries. I fought through injuries. Tay, you fighting the cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Chicago basketball to me. Just putting it all on the line, putting your heart out there. Because I know all of us done played with broke fingers. And Coach Rob, you're a coach. Coach Tay, you're a coach now. I know I know you can play a little more. Come on, man. Knowing the kid, we be hurt. But as a Chicago player, we're going to play through it because we'll run through the wall for somebody we care about. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Chicago basketball to me. Like, just putting it on the line, putting it all out there. Because them crowds going to be crazy in Chicago. I never got a chance to play in Simeon, but I swear, I used to have dreams about going in there. Like, dreaming, like I'm playing in Simeon, dreaming. Like, that's what you want. You want to play in the toughest environments, and that's what Chicago basketball is. You want to go out there and perform, be tough. Like they say, you got to be versatile. Because I swear, I think we the only place in the United States, anywhere that, like Coach Rob said, we go to Detroit, we can get grimy. Like, we go to New York, you know, they're going to talk, they smack. They're going to be trying to dribble, throw the ball off your face, all type of wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we overcome that. Like, we overcome all that because everybody in Chicago try to do that too. So we overcome everything. So we all around. We just give it to you how you want it.
So I'm gonna say this about Chicago basketball. Then we're gonna get ready. I'm saying say our little last couple of words. But Chicago basketball for me, man, it showed to me in the Shy, right? So you see all these NBA players, you know, they go to the Drew League, they go to all these other summer pro-am, they scoring 40, 50. And then you watching them like, bro, you just let him walk down and shoot a three? Oh no, bro. I'm using all 6 of my fouls before you score 40. That's over with. I can't go. And I feel like everybody in Chicago feel that same way. Before you score 50, 40 on us, you're using all 6 of them fouls. Like, we don't care who you are, where you come from, because again, like everybody said, this is our opportunity. This is our moment. You're not gonna take our moment. So every game is our last. And I feel like even like watching in the Shy League, bro, watching them pros come in. I remember Draymond Green came here and they held him to like 5 points. He was trying. Andre Drummond was trying. He couldn't get his rock because they wouldn't just let him just go down there and just be dominant. They don't let pros just come in and be dominant. And I feel like that shows from the top to the bottom how we play. When Coach Rob them played Oak Hill with Brandon Jennings and all them, they came here like, we Oak Hill. Y'all got to bow down to us. And Pooh like, this is my city. I don't usually have to score like that, but I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna take over this because you in my city, bro. I'm not going. Like, and that just showed, you know, that just put you on the Elite Classic. When all those teams come here, it'd be a dogfight. Like, you're not gonna come here. I don't care how many NBA prospects you got on your team. They come here and it'd be a dogfight. With teams like the Oars and the Bogans who don't have those quote unquote 5-star players, but you're gonna know at the win, lose, or draw, at the end of them games, you're gonna know, like, dang, bro, they was tough, bro. You're gonna feel them. Like Chicago basketball, you're gonna feel your opponent. And that's how I felt about Chicago basketball. All right, so then look, last thing, we're gonna let you guys share your word, you know, to the people who's watching. We'll start off with the young fellas. Your last closing words to the young fellas. What do you know, anything about the event, anything about what you look for your season, any of that?
Go ahead.
Nah, DJ, you got it.
All right. I was gonna say, just thank y'all for coming and watching the podcast. Also, I want to say I feel like we're gonna have a good season. I want to make a name for myself this season, a real name. Yeah, the event is a real fun event. You should come out and come watch, support it. And that's all I really got to say for real.
Last closing words. Thank y'all for spending this time with us. Make sure y'all go watch that event. It's gonna be fun. Gonna have a good time, especially if you in love with the game of basketball, like I know everybody in this call is. Come out to Hillcrest, watch us. I'm gonna make a name for myself this year. A real name, trying to be not just in the state but nationally as much as I can get. Anything. Hoping for an undefeated season. Thank y'all for watching.
Thank y'all, man. Come out and watch these young fellas play. What school y'all go to? Hillcrest, right?
I go to Perspective.
Oh, okay. Well, come watch Perspective and Hillcrest. Team Moore. Y'all go get some kids to play on Team Moore. You know what I'm saying? Coach Taylor, good coach. Y'all heard it here from the kids on the podcast. We're gonna all go to the Kansas event. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna play. Thank y'all for watching the podcast and listen to what I had to say.
Coach Rob, you coming out of retirement for the celebrity game?
Not doing nothing. No, first, thanks for having me on the podcast. That's huge. Thank everybody for tuning in and watching. And Dre, it's gonna come on, man. I know what you're trying to do. It's gonna happen for you. Just keep working. Just put it in God's hand. It all turn out for you. For you guys, I know basketball is a big thing for you. Once again, school is very important, and you gotta look at some guys that's in the NBA right now who were not high major players and who wasn't recruited by the Dukes and the North Carolinas and all of that. You know, they in the league rocking. So don't get caught up in names like Duke ain't recruiting me or North Carolina ain't recruiting me, like I can't make it. I mean, you look at Damian Lillard, you look at Ja right now with Minnesota, with Memphis. You look at some of the other guys who weren't recruited by high majors and they playing high. They professionals now. So don't think that you got to be recruited by those guys to be really good and be a professional. Just stay true to your craft and make sure you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing in the classroom.
All right, I'm going to close it out. I appreciate all you guys coming on, sharing your time with us. Dre, Coach Smith, DJ, Adam, we appreciate you guys, man. I wish you guys best of luck in your season. You too, Coach Rob. For all of y'all that's following, that's on the podcast right now, make sure you check out our website at uacallstars.com. Also, our YouTube channel, UAC All-Stars. Make sure you go subscribe. This podcast will be on there as well as the other one from last week. My closing remark is, I just want to get back to the city and show my respect and my love and my passion and share with you guys what I feel about this game and how it could bring life to our state. We want to make sure we turn this into, like I said, our McDonald's All-American game, our Round Ball Classic, and get these kids that platform and that feel of, sold out arenas and, big crowds because they deserve it. Again, I appreciate all you guys. Wish you guys the best of luck. All you guys, on here can call me if you ever need anything. Oh, real quick, to the transfer thing, real quick. Every time I talk to Coach Rob, so what people don't know is I was coming out of 8th grade, and I was my freshman year. I was at Thornwolf about maybe 2-3 weeks, and I was transferring to the city. I went to Simeon first, but at the time the principal was like, "No, it's the middle of the session. We ain't not gonna let you in." So I had to talk to the coaches and everything. I'm like, "I'm coming back, right? I'm coming back. I'm not playing basketball. I'm gonna come back." So I ended up going over to Inglewood with Coach Lou. When I started playing with Coach Lou, I was just working out. I sat in the office with him and Coach Rob had a conversation or whatever. So I had already told Coach Lou, Coach Adams, like, man, he's like, "Man, you gonna play for me?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm going to Simeon." At this time, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I didn't know anything about the Simeon legacy. Like my grandmother was just big on it because of, it was supposed to be like an academic school. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go there. I'm just going for academics. I'm gonna get on the team. Coach Rob and Coach Lou had a whole conversation. Coach Lou told Coach Rob, "This one ain't coming." Am I lying, Coach Rob?
No,
you can't get this one. He can't get all. You can't get them all, man. You can't get them all. And I didn't know what that meant until like going into our sophomore year and then seeing like Pooh name everywhere. Because again, I wasn't looking at rankings. I didn't care about none of that stuff, bro. I just wanted to hoop. I just wanted to work. I wanted to outwork everybody that was in front of me. So, make a long story short, I was supposed to be a Wolverine, but Coach Lou wasn't having that. He like, "Nah, bro, you ain't going over that." And when I finally left TF North, when I finally left Inglewood because there was, some BS going on at the school. Nothing to do with Coach Adams, and I didn't want to leave. Like I sat in the office with Coach Adams for maybe 2 straight days trying to figure things out. What was going on with the violence and stuff, and it just didn't work out. I know 2 places I couldn't go for sure. I couldn't go to Simeon, and I couldn't go to Washington. No, Keon's mother's at Washington. Keon was my best friend at the time. He made certain for sure. I couldn't go to Simeon, and I couldn't go to Washington. Like, I feel better you going anywhere else but those 2 schools. And that's how I end up at TF North. But again, I appreciate you guys for chiming in. I'll see you guys at the event. Coach Rob, I see you in our board meetings. Dre, I see you this weekend at the game. I appreciate you guys.
Okay.